For news beyond the game, it's Frontier News.
Whew, all right, let's start off with the forum threads. May 19th on Odyssey launch, there was the Elite Dangerous Odyssey launch patch notes, which were very, very extensive. Then the next day, which was yesterday, March 20th, was Elite Dangerous Odyssey Hotfix 1 patch note. Then the next day, which was today, Elite Dangerous Odyssey Hotfix 2 patch notes. The next, same day, which was also today, David Braben sort of made a fairly apologetic sounding message to the community. The links to all of these are in the show notes for you to go and check out. I'm not going to sit here and read through the patch notes or the hotfix notes because they're massive. They're very, very long. We're going to get a little bit later to the David Braben post. For now, I'll just say it's there. You can go check it out, which takes us to streams. On Wednesday, they did the Elite Dangerous Odyssey launch trailer, which was 2 minutes long. And on Thursday, they did the Elite Dangerous Odyssey launch stream, which was damn near 3 hours long. A couple things I want to point out from the Odyssey launch trailer. I saw some neat, exciting things. At the 58-second mark, you see plants moving in the breeze as a ship flies by. You didn't see that in alpha. That was something new and cool, and I was excited. At the 1 minute and 26-second mark, you have to freeze frame it in 4K and zoom in, but there was a guy that they were shooting, and you have to literally pause it. I played it at 0.25 speed and paused it and looked. There was a dude who was wearing the Imperial Commando gear, which is this white, awesome looking gear that had for those of you that were children of the forever ago and remember G.I. Joe, remember when they had the white Snake Eyes? You know how Snake Eyes always had all in black and he was like a ninja dude? There was the white Snake Eyes dude. Sure, that one. There was a dude what was wearing that mask, and I was like, I want to go to there. I need to have that in my life. So I am super excited, hoping that that is a thing that you can maybe earn eventually down the road, get your Imperial rank or whatever, and you can earn that outfit, because that looked cool as hell. There was a new sort of plant genetic lab layout that had all kinds of these biopods. They were like bivouac pods, and then a hallway at the end of it that had a HYDR, and I was like, ooh, is there aquatic plants that this is cool new, locations. I'm excited. That sounds cool. So it was a cool little trailer. I thought it was well done, well put together. The Odyssey launch stream itself had a David Braben mini interview, which was great. It was very exciting to see. There was a round robin of guests, including Darren Halil, the lead mocap guy, the render artist, whatever guy of characters and stuff, animation. There you go. That's the word I was looking for. And Dav Stott. There was all kinds of Twitch drops. I got to be honest with you. I know this is probably a huge hot take, very unpopular opinion. I'm so tired of the Twitch drops because it literally just turns the chat into an absolute train wreck. You can't read anything. It's all just flying by at a million miles a second. And I think it might be designed for that purpose, but they did a big, all of the Twitch drops. Get them. All right, cool. Can we retire them now, please? But it was a good stream. I want to say they were back to the office. I see Boss Lady in the chat, Kai not cursing. So here's the deal. I had a couple people. I would get one guy a week going, dude, you're cursing, you're whatever. You need to stop that, whatever. And I was kind of like, screw you. I'm going to keep going. I don't care. Because I'm that kind of a person where if you come at me the wrong way, I'm going to fight you just out of just being ornery. Then I had one guy in the chat last week who was like, Kai, I really love your show, but it's hard for me to listen to it because I play it and my kid is in the background and it's kind of rough. And I'm like, oh, he hit me the right way. If you come at me nice, I'll kind of bend over backwards for just about everyone. I'm going to try. I'm going to try to be more sort of family friendly, streamy, whatever the hell. But the more I drink, the less chance of that there is. So no promises, but I'm trying for that guy, because he asked nicely. He asked the right way. Anyways, they were back in the office, which is very, very cool. Not only just for them, for the stream, because I'm not, okay, whatever, they're streams, but more so for what it means as the UK is slowly starting to come back from the lockdown stuff, which I think leads to sort of some better team synergy and ability to do things and that I think are going to pay off dividends for us. we have to acknowledge the fact that the whole time that they've been sort of doing this for the last year or so that they have been on lockdown, it has been an added challenge or hurdle to them making the game and doing all of the things that they're supposed to do. So I'm super excited for what sort of that indicates for better things to come. Orange Phoenix.
Yeah, I have to echo what you were saying about the Twitch drops. I absolutely love the idea that Frontier and Elite Dangerous want to give things back to the community, but the Twitch drops really do ruin the whole ethos of a stream where people are trying to ask questions. You know, they'll turn around and say, "Oh, we'd like to hear questions about this from the chat," and you can't get a word in edgeways. And fair enough, it's the Twitch system that prevents it from making it possible. And from what I've researched, there's no way of switching it off. Maybe it's time for the team to just think, we want to give things back, but this is ruining the experience for the viewers here. So let's just back it off. But I adored the information revealed from the team members, like Dav Scott, etc. The interaction from hearing what they get up to, how they do things, how much work is actually involved, I think is something that really the community could benefit from hearing. Yeah. Because, you know, people turn around and say, "Oh yeah, do this in the game, you know, that would make it so much better," but they have no real understanding till you speak to these people and the amount of effort they have to go to make a simple thing work. And the knock-on effects, and also obviously having Daddy BRABEN actually making an appearance live was great to see, and you know, him doing the apology as well was an interesting thing.
Dav Stott is such a massive nerd. I love that guy. He did that whole interview. He's got a map of Faerun on the wall behind him, and I'm like, I want to have that man's babies. He's such an awesome guy. I'm a huge fan of K. Ross. I'm a huge fan of Dav Stott. This Darren Halil guy, I like him. I love the woman that they had about a month ago that she was, I forget her name, but she was amazing that they had her on, and she was talking about all different kinds of stuff. Do you know who I'm talking about? There was a woman that they had like a month ago. Samantha Marsh. She was phenomenal. You know who I really want? Who I'm absolutely just I'm totally in love with this person. Every time they show a clip, this dude, I forget his name. I'm horrible with names. But there's a very tall black dude who works in the sound department, and they've done 2 clips where they've shown him, and both times he is grinning from ear to ear, and it's like, I want to have a beer with that guy. I want to hear him tell stories about the stuff they do, because their sound team is phenomenal, and that guy is just so charismatic. He is he's just amazing. That guy was like, I want a full stream with him just talking and grinning in a way that is super infectious. It's like you see David BRABEN talking and he's like so excited and he's like spazzing out with his hands or whatever. It's like when you see a little kid that's excited to talk about something and they're like freaking out and they're like, oh my God. And that is so, to me, so infectious, so endearing that I'm like, I want to talk to that guy. I want to sit down and have a beer with that guy and just ask him questions and watch him just nerd out, and I could just enjoy the process. So yeah, it was a good stream. Go check it out. The links are in the show notes, which takes us to our GalNet articles. Roy, hit it up.
Yeah, so the first 2, May 17th, May 20th, were both about this Alliance election. The first one, Alliance Unrest as Mahon and Kain clash. The second, Alliance election candidates announce community drives, which kicked off this week's community goals. So I had to read that. The Alliance election candidates announced community goals. I had to read that one a couple times to try to figure out, like, is the election already decided, or is this actually going to mean something?
Everybody's heard my opinion for the last couple of weeks where I said, spoiler alert, Mahon won. They don't have time to go changing names and pictures on stuff. The GalNet article that came out the day before this community goal was hilarious, because in the GalNet article it says, it's pretty much a foregone conclusion. Mahon's already won. It's just a matter of if the Mahon CG wins, the Alliance is going to be on a more sort of expansionist policy, whereas if the NAKATO Kain CG wins, the the Alliance is going to be more on a let's be sort of internal, let's take care of trade issues closer to home, and you'll probably have some more rare goods. But it was just kind of like they basically said it before the CG started of like, hey, don't get your hopes up because Mahon's not going anywhere.
And we'll see that when we talk about the CGs in a sec. And then on May 21st, we had a couple articles. First one, HADRIAN DUVAL allegations declared inconclusive. So the nuh-uh side appears to be gaining ground here. Maybe it was a setup. And that one's actually an interesting read. And then finally, Thargoids pursue AEGIS megaship. So the megaship that had gathered all the Guardian technology bits to research new weapons is trailing Thargoids as it's heading towards Sol. I imagine the Benny Hill music and this jumping all over the place with a big string of Thargoids running around behind it.
That yakety smackety.
Yeah. So I mean, nothing good can come from that. And of course there was the bug today. I guess it's been determined it was a bug where the Oracle station looked like it was falling into the planet, and others that had been attacked by the Thargoids looked like they were losing orbital speed, which would have been awesome. But maybe that's a bug. So it's pretty much confirmed at this point that it's a bug. But interestingly enough, it was a bug that affected certain stations in the Coalsack Nebula, the Pleiades, Witchhead, Colonia, the ones that were sort of tied to this whole anti-Thargoid, anti-Xeno, Aegis, exploration study, whatever. I believe strongly that it was a bug, but it was like, somebody, Phil, at the office flipped the switch 3 weeks early, that this is stuff that wasn't supposed to happen yet, but is supposed to happen soon, TM. It literally, of all the stations in the galaxy, only these ones that had this weird Aegis stuff going on all started to fall at the same time, and then they were like, whoops, we'll fix it and bring them back up. Come on. That's too much coincidence. I'm not buying it. Somebody flipped the switch early. This story will be continued. Orange Phoenix, you had some stuff?
Yes, it's been proven to be a bug, but I really think that the devs should have ran with that. They really missed the trick. They fair enough, as you say, it could have been they flipped the switch too early. Well, tough, run with it. You flip the switch, you can't leave the community hanging like that, But even if it was just a bug and it wasn't part of a big grand plan, they could have hyped that up through social media, through GalNet, and just ran with it and built up to something that they're going to do later. But instead, they appear to have just fixed it and brushed it under the carpet so far.
Tweaked.
Yeah, couple of things on that. I'm torn on the whole falling station. Is it coming in the future? Is it not? If it does fall, what can we do with it? Are we going to rescue people off of a burning station again? Is it going to be something just to go see? We need some content that we can participate with, that we can actually make a change with. Or was this set up to happen now because originally this is when Odyssey was going to be out for everybody? Well, originally it was a few months ago, but maybe this is something that you have to do walking around on the ground kind of content. I'm wondering if maybe that's part of it.
What was it a few months ago? I hear there's this guy called Tweaked who does a console corner that's got some information. We'll get to that soon.
I have sort of two things that I sort of wonder. The falling station side of things, it would be so cool if they let those stations fall, but I sort of wonder, could they, if they do let the stations fall at some point later in the future, could that be something for Operation Ida as an expansion to Operation Ida? So you have to go down to the planet and start pulling things off the planet, this, that, the other. I'm not too sure. The other thing that has me sort of wondering the most is, what on earth is that Aegis ship carrying that has those Thargoids chasing it all the way to Sol, this close to the bubble?
So the official story is that the Aegis ship is carrying all of the Guardian stuff that we collected in the CG like 2-3 weeks, well, not like a month ago. It's full of all of that Thargoid stuff. That's the official story, which makes sense because, Goids don't like Guardian stuff. But what if you're right? What if there's some tinfoil? What if there's some secret?
It just makes me wonder because that ship was parked in Delphi right next to the Sentinel, which is a research station for Sirius Corp. Could something have been transferred off that research station onto the Aegis, get back to the bubble, but now it's being chased by the Goids? I don't know. It's pure conjecture and tinfoil, but I love it.
Commander Shorty in the chat thinks the Aegis ship is carrying a captured Thargoid.
Or my Ken Griffey rookie card could be. You never know. Thoughts, Possibilities abound. All right, so that is all kinds of good stuff. Why don't you tell us, Roy, a little bit about the community goal that's going on?
Yeah, so this is one of these two-sided community goals. One is for NAKATO Kain and the other is for Edmund Mahon. You can choose to deliver copper microcontrollers and polymers for NAKATO Kain, which then, if that side wins, then there'll be another, I guess, stage to this where there's something about void opal mining. I'm not sure how many people are going to want to turn in void opals, but the other side of it is you can turn in ceramic composites, polymers, and superconductors for Mahon, which would go to a second stage where there's tritium mining. And so far, the Mahon side is beating the other side 3-1.
So, yeah, there's a couple things here. Number one, people love Mahon. Number two, on the one side, they said flat out, if you go with the Mahon side, there's going to be new stations for tritium. At that point, the subject was done. You could have said, oh, and for the other side, Angelina Jolie is going to be dancing for you in a swimsuit. People are still going to say, I want the tritium. That is a done deal. Like they stack this one that, yes, there's no special, oh, you get a kill warrant scan or you get a whatever. But when you tell the population at large, hey man, do you want more rare goods? Or do you want more tritium? Guess what's going to win 10 times out of 10? The fix is in, Mahon's going to win, and even if he doesn't, the GalNet article said he already won. You know, it's just going to be, do you get Mahon or do you get more isolationist Mahon? I don't even know. Like, this particular CG to me seems very meh. And I had been previously saluting Frontier for really good CGs that kept people excited, but this CG is not doing it. This CG is not giving your console players and your Horizon players stuff to get excited for. Now, the AXI is making comments and making rumbles that the Goids are pushing deep. They are what, within 100 light years or whatever of, you know, they're moving to continue this, that they're going towards Sol. So like that could be a thing that could for sure excite the entire galaxy, but it's time to stop teasing and you gotta, you know, put up or shut up. It's time to make a big play. Do something with the Thargoids for realsies, not just probe, retreat, we'll see you in 3 months. It's time to actually do something. Just my opinion.